What's up guys, this is Shannon. Today we're going to check out Adhara in Selangor Cyber Valley. Technically in Cyberjaya lah. Let's go. So this will be the site plan, and this is the main road lah, Persiaran Cyber Valley 3 going into the project. There will be a private road branching out going into the whole development of Adhara. And I like this approach where once you go in here, it's a single in and a single out. So let's say later if they want to add on their very own security guard post, right, it's still possible. And there's no unit facing junctions, and this actually splits the development into two wings so you get more privacy, and at each end of the roads you will get cul-de-sacs. So again, increasing the level of privacy and security means if you are staying on this side, only you will use this side of the road. So for the one that is away from the main road, there will be some landscape buffers. This will be the play area for kids and a court at the end. And basically there will be only like 4 types, where they will have the corner lot, the intermediate, the end, and they will vary. In terms of building size, then it's pretty much the same. So this is the entire master plan of Selangor Cyber Valley. So in total this is 1,300 acres, and it's a mix between residential, commercial and industrial, and also some compliance things, also a golf course, just to mention, right? And we are now here in a sales gallery, so you can see all this part here is a little bit more matured, where you have the hospitals, you have all the amenities ready already. But what stands out to me here in this location, few things. One, there's a lot of lakes lah. So there's just like 3 lakes just by this vicinity itself. Then the second thing, there are just land in abundance. When you look into just on the drone shot alone, it's just mesmerizing. The third, then there will be a lot of industrial components. So these are somewhat complete right next to the lake, and there will be another site here that is a little bit more massive. And we kind of mentioned before in other projects around Cyberjaya, it's very surprising to me that the education part of this is so underrated. It means, like, if I were to just set up a home here, my kid can stay here, remain in this location from daycare, toddler level, right, until sekolah rendah, then sekolah menengah, then university, all can be done here in this location itself. It's really that mature. There'll be 2 main ways coming in. One will be this Lingkaran Putrajaya here, right at the edge of the master plan. The other one will be from the back end, okay, coming in. And there will be another observation, like just when you look into the amount of lands around the area, they might be empty, but the main circulation pathways, like the roads, are all completed. After all, this is still a master plan, and they already demarcate out what will be built. For example, the RSKU, the school complex, cemetery, right, all are designated out, so you will have ultimate certainty, although they have not been developed. Anyway, coming in from the sales gallery, taking a left turn on the roundabout, this will be the project that we're going to review today, called Adhara. In total, 145 units, 20 by 75, that nasi lemak property setting that every Malaysians love, double-story terrace house, just that it's leasehold lah. Let's check it out. Okay, so now we are right in front of the show unit, and once again revision, this is 20 by 70, and when you come in, then you will have the concrete imprint already. This will be the refuse bit, and this is where you can throw your rubbish, and this will be your letter compartment. Okay, so the furnishing is a little bit cool. On the other side, this will be the one where you can put in your meters and stuff like that, and this will be the parcel receiver. So that one for letter, this one is for parcel, and what you can put in, not all parcels, but at least there are some parcels so it won't get rain. On the other side then, it's pretty much similar, but this just gives a very different vibe to that steel material that's provided all the time. Appreciate it. So the ceiling height for the car porch is about 3.1 meters, based on this line, and there will be an extra edge here just for extra coverage. And in first glance, I appreciate that that's the main door, and this is humongous, right? So you can see this piece of glass here, it's nice. And right to the apron of the property, they are using this timber-like tiles as a termination point to the concrete imprint. Then this will be an isolator for your EV. There's an extra switch there, another one more here, so that's very cool. And going in, there will be a step into the house, and this is how it looks like lah. Whoa. So this will be exactly how the layout looks like, and after you park in your cars, walking into the entrance, this will be the living, then the dining. Then we go behind. This is the variable of this product type, where it's left empty, entirely up to your own preference in how you want to configure the space. So now it's left as an open area along with your wet kitchen. Then there will be a bathroom here, and there's still room behind. And again, this is an individual title house, so it's up to you for extension. Going upstairs, this will then be a family hall, 2 bedrooms behind, and both have their own ensuite, and you will have the principal bedroom right in front with a balcony. So it's pretty direct on the upper floor. This is something interesting. So coming straight in, the clearance of the door is nice. It's 1.12 meters. But what's even more fabulous is the height of the door. That is about 2.6 meters. So it's an extended version of a door, which gives you that very welcome sense of arrival. Nice. And then you will have a foyer already. So I like that there's a nice recess of about 400 mm here, so you can perfectly put in your shoe cabinet here and a sideboard here. And for some of us, this can be the location for the prayers corner too. But this foyer is nice before coming into the living space. So coming into the space, I really like the height of this. So this is about 3.2 meters in height. That's why in this show unit, after they put in the plaster ceiling, right, the height is still beyond that normal of 3 meters. This shows the importance of also knowing the height whenever you get into this product type, because 20 by 70 seems to be the norm for normal landed terrace house. But what will be the difference most often the time? Number one is the height. The second is the amount of partition within the house. And this is why. So once you come into the house, right, and by default, this is the layout that you're gonna get. In one glance, you get to see the end of your house already, and this sense of openness is nice. Plus, if you were to just combo that with the amount of openings that the developer catered, right, so this is gonna be so amazing. Plus this, you can open this if you want to have a better outdoor-indoor relationship with the house, or you want to just air the house, right, you can just open the back door, the front sliding door, and ta-da! It's going to be a very comfortable space. And walking across the dining hall, it's once again amazing because the wall-to-wall width here is of 4.8 meters wide. And in this configuration, the connection between spaces are just really intimate. And this is the transition moving forward where I realized the difference of this product type. Conventionally, this back area here will be split into half, where half of it will be a wet kitchen connecting into a dry kitchen, and one will be a bedroom for the elderly or for those with mobility issues. This one, they let you decide on it. So with the intention of providing the buyers certain level of flexibility to dictate how they want to use the space, indirectly they just open up the whole layout to increase the sense of spaciousness that you get. And surprisingly, this feels very refreshing because indirectly the house can grow along with your family. Okay, hear me out, right? So let's say now husband and wife move in here with the intention of setting up a family. Then when you have one kid, you can still host everybody upstairs. Cool. And this is a time where you need a lot of space. So a floor plan like this that's open from end to end becomes a running treadmill for your kid, especially toddlers, right? Then when you have the second one, suddenly upstairs is full. And when your parents starts to age and they need a little bit more support suddenly, and there will be a need for you to host them within the same household, you know what? You can actually do that here easily by just building a wall in the center as that main partition between the kitchen, and then this wall here can be the entrance to the bedroom. And they even figured out the location of the bathroom. So once you have the partition wall here, the user of the bedroom downstairs gets privacy. I also get my own share of access to the backyard, so I'm not so emotional. I get my own privacy, my own ground floor balcony to my yard, and if I'm a fan of gardening, this will be how I express myself. And it's very suitable for this location as well because there will be a lot of parks, a lot of amenities, a lot of spaces for the families to conduct activities together. Very nice. Anyway, back to the backyard. This is a very luxurious space altogether. And let's test out the... Wow, this is solid. Anyway, then by default, this will be a very cool space, a very empty space for you to fill up your own creativity in terms of your dream kitchen. So you can even put a huge island like this. It's borderline bigger than the dining table already. But moving on, this will be the kitchen space where they propose the location of the fridge to be here, your top and bottom cabinet, your basin, your preparation area, your hob and hood connected next to the backyard. And I like that they left this transparent because the only openings that you get for a landed terrace house, especially the intermediate, will be the front and the back only. And the designer team understood that, and I must say this size of opening is very luxurious. You see, it goes all the way up, even this extra panel here. So because technically a door is just like that, right? And just check out the size of the window. The size of the window is very big. Anyway, connecting to that, this will then be the ground floor bathroom. And this is going to be the weird part where on the default design, the ground floor bathroom will have 2 doors connecting to it. That's the default design. So like normal people, if they don't understand the intent behind the design, like why do you need 2 doors to 1 bathroom? So it's an argument whether do you want the developer to provide first just in case, or you want them to seal it up later. If you want, you can actually hack it yourself. Technically, this does no harm at all. They'll be providing ceramic basin and WC. This will be the shower corner, full height wall tiles with a shower connecting to the window behind. And it's frosted. But always be mindful that this is a show unit, so please do check with the salesperson on the exact specification provided to the house. And the price for this leasehold property starts from about 900 plus thousand for the intermediate. For the corner lot, then it varies in accordance to the size of the land that you get, but it starts about 1.4 million. Moving on from the kitchen, then this will be the space underneath the staircase where it will be the location of the DB box and storage area. Well, you can always tear this wall down to make this into a nook for your study. Entirely up to you, but I do appreciate that the initial design, they have a door that provides ventilation. Conventionally, they don't. Very, very thoughtful. And this will be the floor finishes provided by the house. So this is 600 by 600 tiles. And let's go upstairs. So coming upstairs, the width is about 1 meter. You will have the steel and timber handrail at the side. The headroom clearance is about 2.3 meters. So if you want to move your king size mattress up, right, you can still do that. That's nice. And I do appreciate this line here, which is going to be the location for the master bathroom because it's facing the front. So it's always a debate whether do I push this further in so I have more space for the staircase, or I pull this a little bit out so I have more space for the bathroom. I think this balance is nice. Going upstairs, the first thing you see is this family hall here, or study hall, or whatever you want to turn it to be lah. But I like the double ceiling height because they do allow more daylight into the space itself, which makes this space very enjoyable. Besides that, it also adds certain level of characteristic to the facade. So you have the pitch roof, right? From afar, it looks way nicer. So the size of this family hall here is about 4.1 by 4.3 meters. It's very, very comfortable. And you don't really feel that usual sense of claustrophobic, mainly because of this sky window here, which is very, very nice. And I do like the idea, within the ID itself, not to propose any fan here. Instead, you just place the aircon here lah. So this is going to be the setting. For flooring then, they are providing timber-like tiles. So these are tiles just with timber textures around it, which totally match the vibe. And this hall here will be connected to 2 bedrooms at the back. Let's check this one out first. So something to point out, the door heights are all 8 feet doors. So this is like a 2.4 meter door. Very nice. And the length of the space from wall to wall is of 2.9 meters. So after you put in the queen size bed here, you have a very nice corridor space here. And you can also accommodate your bedside tables with your wardrobe space. And there will be a nook here connecting to the facade to the back. And this will be the window available. And if you notice, right, there's no mullions to the window at all. This is one whole piece that you can open all the way. Wow! Then within the room, you will have the timber skirtings as well. You will have plug points at the side connected to ensuite bathrooms. So both rooms will have their own private bathrooms. That's nice. And here you will have the full height wall tiles. In terms of texture, then it's personal preferences. There's no shower screen. You will have Sorrento, WC and basin here. Moving on, this will be the other bedroom, and I like that the designer actually placed this wall here, splitting the house into 2. This is also 2.9 meters, similar to the one behind, and the configuration will be the same. Where you have the nook there, and this will be a different configuration altogether in terms of interior design. Here you will have a single bed, but you have more space for activities for your kid lah. And again, the window size that is huge, and this will be the bathroom specification. Last but not least, let's check out the master bedroom. Whoa! So the size of the bedroom is 3.56 by 4.2 meters. Very comfortable. Where after you put in a king size bed here, you will have the wardrobe placed on this side. Well, that's just a storage area, not really the wardrobe. But then you still have so much space. You can put in your dressing table here or your work desk here, and you still have access to this balcony outside. So the width of the aircon latch here is about 1.07 meters, and you will have steel handrails around. However, it's not extended all the way. It means it's actually stopped here. So I don't know why they couldn't extend it all the way, but eventually this is an individual title house. It's going to be entirely up to you whether you want to extend it all the way in the future. But mainly this is going to be the place where you put in all your compressors at the top. But what a refreshing design feature here, where all doors, right, it's like a window, because they really want to maximize the facade for daylight and ventilation, and it's up to this level all the way. And you can actually open all of this, but when you open all this, then it will be a little bit hot, then you can adjust yourself lah. But based on appearance wise, it looks very nice. But how I just wish that this could be at least laminated timber floor to give you that warm feel. Ultimately, this is still tiles, but this is personal preference. Going in, then this will be the walk-in wardrobe, base, another dressing table, and this will be the master bath. And I must say, this treatment here is nice. Sliding door here really maximize the efficiency of the space. And when you come in, again, you will have that Sorrento basin, WC at the back. So this will be the shower area, and the window at the top. Frosted, you will have compartments for your shampoo and all. Very nice. And I guess that's all for the show unit. Let's go check out the site. So now we are literally next to the site, but we are now situated in an earlier development. These were the single-story houses back then, but right in front we also have a new project that is more lakeside, and this looks like semi-Ds. And now you can see the boundary that's demarcated by the fences. So this will be Adhara, this will be the older phase, and this will be the new phase right next to the lake already. And now let's head on to the front entrance of the site to have a better picture of what you're gonna get. And now we are standing right in front of the entrance to the site. So what you can see here, just as we just turn left from the roundabout coming in, this will be the main road, and this is the branch into the entrance. and what it will connect to is one main road in and split into two. So you have houses on the left and houses on the right. So we were there just now on the older houses behind, and this is right in front of the site. So this is Residency Idaman, Rumah Selangorku, and you'll be sharing the same road going out to the main road. So technically the concern here will be the car park cultures around Malaysia. So let me elaborate. So now when you have a lot of people staying here, so I guess it will be like 100% occupied or 95% occupied, right? During the night, all these areas will be parked with cars because there are just insufficient car parks within. Hence, the experience coming back home will not be as glamorous as what you think lah. But there can be agreement where in the future this will be somewhat like your taman one, and there will be a spinal road going in. So that can be a checkpoint for security guard if privacy and security is a concern in the future too. So I like that the developer actually thought it through, and now if you can see, right, everything is all ready. Even the platform is also ready, and they have done such construction, such typology so many different times already. Construction completion of project wouldn't be a concern at all. But something to highlight, this project is really surrounded by lakes. In total there will be 3 altogether, and all of them will have their very own parks. So that's good in terms of a space for your family recreational activities. Not so good is although you are situated very close to lakes, you do not have lake views lah, because other developments actually took them already. And just by 5 minutes drive away, once you just come out to the main road and turn a right, we are now in Brainy Bunch International School. And this is the main characteristic that I want to highlight around this area itself. There are just a lot of schools in this area. Just to name this one, you have ELC International, you have the local government school, the HJKC Cyberjaya, you have the local school right in front of Tamarind, then you have Nexus International School, you have a Korean school somewhere around here as well. And that just indicates the target audience for this specific location itself. So this is considered a little bit outside of the main CBD of Cyberjaya. So that is where you have all the manufacturing, you have all the grade A offices, all the canggih architectures, right? This is slightly away from it where it's all landed. And you know what, if you look at the surrounding, the amount of canvas available is just crazy. And right behind this site, that will be the Elite Highway already, and sooner or later there will be a connection coming directly from Elite itself. So when that happens, woof, indirectly it also means that if you are a person who travels a lot, if you need to go to the airport frequently, this location is actually very suitable for you. Yeah, and I guess that's all for today. Let's go find a commercial spot and do Sean's Take 3 on 3. And now just driving along the main road, we will pass by a few key things. One is the hospital, then you will see universities, not one but 2. You have Multimedia University, you will have City University, and they are just offices after offices after offices around this main road they call Persiaran Multimedia, connected to Persiaran Sepang. And since the past few episodes we have stopped by Tamarind Square, in this round we're going to check out Shaftesbury Square. So you can see here in the front there will be a lot of retail outlets. Let's go check it out. But just something to point out also, the main streetscape around the main Persiaran, right, is very well done. Just that during peak hours there will still be certain level of congestion because it's still controlled by traffic lights. So for the first 3 things I like, number 1, this is part of a master plan, and the total size of the master plan is about 1,300 acres and it's a mixed development. So it consists of commercial, residential, industrial, public spaces, government buildings, and etc. And that's the good part, because you can clearly see what is already surrendered to the relevant authorities such as the school, such as the park. Therefore, if you were to invest in this phase, you know that the industrial park that is going to be focusing on semiconductors, they are going to work on it. Also, a benefit of that is you have all infrastructure ready, means the road, the streetscape, the parks, the public spaces, all are ready before even having buildings on the land itself. So conventionally, if it's a pocket land development, it's the reverse. Usually people launch already, only they start building the road, only they start building the houses. This one, different. And also something to highlight for this particular location, if you're buying at this location right now, I would say the timing is way better compared to last time, because there was a period of time where there's a stigma for high rises in this location. Therefore, you can really see the whole market transition into a landed homes oriented market, which is the strength of this particular developer actually. And now if you look into Cyberjaya, there's a connection to the MRT now. You have public amenities like school from kindergarten all the way to universities. You will have international schools, you will have offices, grade A offices, and a connection to major highways. And if you need to fly frequently, this is also a bonus because it's very close to KLIA. Then you can see the commercial areas around here. You have Deep House Mall, you have Tamarind Square, you have Strawberry Square, and the amount of people is actually crazy. So compared to 10 years ago, definitely now you can see Cyberjaya is pretty packed with people already. Like just now, within this main Prasera multimedia, right, it's already starting to feel congested. And that leads to the second thing. For this phase of Adhara, there's only 145 units. Even for a landed project, right, it's very little actually. So it's pretty hard to come by such a number, because usually by looking at other projects, right, it's about 400 to 500 for people to justify the accounts and P&Ls and things like that. But this one, 145 units only. And the sizes are pretty direct, 20 by 70. You have intermediate, you will have end lot, you have corner lots. The corner lots then becomes very valuable. And the third thing I like will be the design of the house. First, it's the single in and out access, although it's an individual title format. So with that particular design, that main spinal road that branch into a roundabout that divides the development into left and right, that allows residents to add on guard posts and establish an RA on themselves later on. So when you have a single in and out, it will be easier to just put a boom gate or put a security post for security purposes if they want to later. And although there's like 2 rows only, they also applied the cul-de-sac approach where it increased the level of security and privacy for residents. And once you come in, right, there's an empty land that they put the playground in, so that's also a very nice touch to it. So when you come in, right, first of all, you won't have houses facing junctions, you won't have wastage of space like that. The second thing, that you feel very welcome. And the best part is if your kid is playing around and when you come back from office, like, "Oi, time to go home." Then for the property itself, I like the flexibility approach that is very refreshing. So now you get to really dictate how you want to use the space, because conventionally you will have landed homes with a room downstairs straight away. But not everybody will have their elderly staying with them. So this allows you to dictate the usage. You want to have a mega size kitchen, or with a very beautiful breakfast counter, or you want to divide it into a room or a study space or a workspace, whatever you want, up to you. And the upper floor family hall is very nice. And because they have done this so many times, right, if you look into the structural elements, right, it's very clean. If you go around the house, it's so clean that you won't even notice beams or columns across the space. And the partitions for the walls and everything else, right. But my favorite of all is definitely their approach to windows and openings. Like even their doors is a glass door, the balcony access is a huge one, window panels, they even have minimal mullions. Means the material cost is higher than usual because of that. So that increased the level of opening and visibility to have more daylight and ventilation across the space. No wonder they sell at this price lah. Then this is that usual debate. The 3 things I don't like. Number 1, this is an individual title format. On a good side, if you like it, so you can really expand the house up to your preference, up to your liking, based on your affordability and budget. If you feel like extending and whacking the whole house and rebuild, entirely up to you, you have the freedom to do that. But however, personally, I prefer landed strata, therefore I like the centralized security approach. I would prefer a clubhouse facility where I have a gym, I have a swimming pool, I will have common areas, I will have dedicated car park spots. So it depends what you want lah. But based on the master plan, there will be a golf course that they are going to build, and there will be a centralized clubhouse as well for the whole township. That's coming up, so I guess that's okay. If you want to have swimming pools in the future, you can actually go there. The second thing then will be the RSKU building right in front. The main concern there will be the illegal car parks that overflows out from the apartment. So just now when we were at the site, this is only daytime, means that most of the residents will be at office or work already, right? There are still a lot of cars outside. Imagine during night time. Although there's a private branch into the road to the single entrance to the site in the future, I guess there needs to be somewhat a discussion between two RAs or two management bodies, right, to dictate where you can park and where you cannot. That just affects the sense of arrival back home whenever you come back from a long day of work. So when you come back home, you have illegal car parks here, illegal car parks there. You won't feel the sense of space until you cross your own spinal road. And last of all, the concern I have for this location is the amount of competition for similar product type. Due to the stigma that I mentioned earlier, high-rise seems to be a very difficult product around this location. Therefore, every other developer is going to be launching landed products. So it's going to be a competition, a very stiff competition among them, but it's going to be somewhat good news for buyers like us. Everybody's going to outspec each other, everybody's going to outspec in terms of product and pricing, and they're going to be really, really competitive, giving buyers the maximum value for their money. Because just by looking around the site, right, the amount of canvas left for development is huge. There's still so much land. So that somewhat indicates the entry period of this particular phase if you're buying this. So when you're buying this, there's going to be so much more development coming in, and you can see the amount of construction that's taking place as well. So for buyers, it's somewhat good news also, because we get a lot of different choices available in the market. Not so good part, then we need to all do our own fair share of homework to really compare which one we like. You want strata, you want individual, you want big, you want small, you want closer to the city, or you want further away from the city. Entirely up to you. And I guess that's all for this episode. Our first documentation of Selangor Cyber Valley in Cyberjaya. Very cool. And if you really like this episode, like it, share it, and even subscribe for more information like this. Until next time, this is Shantan. Ciao.